Hey everyone, Pete Matasivic from CARguing, and I'm going to do a hot take on something that is probably going to get me a little heat, but I don't care because A, I'm right, and B, the whole purpose of this page is to stimulate conversation about cars and car culture. Um, there's certain words in the English language, there's tens of thousands of words, and some of them just don't go together. For example, liver ice cream just doesn't go together. Well, there's three other words that don't go together, and we need to stop using them together. And those are the words built, not bought. Now, I hear this phrase flung around constantly. It drives me nuts. It is the dumbest thing on earth. Built, not bought. Well, that's great. You know who says it? Mechanics. People that have access to shops, people that have big garages, people who, oftentimes, are lucky enough to be born with certain sets of skills that they've either acquired naturally or by trade, and that's fine. Not everyone has those skills. A lot of people make a hell of a lot more money than you do, and they can afford to buy nice things. If you have a doctor who makes $150,000 a year, well, you know what? That comes out to $75 an hour. You know what? He'd probably rather be working than tinkering on his car because he can pay somebody to do that for him. And you know what? He might not have those skills. Here's another great example. Can you imagine an orthodontist? This is my favorite example. Now, imagine an orthodontist talking to another orthodontist about somebody that paid to have their kids' braces done. Can you imagine that? A couple dentists sitting around going, man, Bob's kids had cavities and he paid someone to do it. We do that ourselves. Well, to a dentist, that's how stupid you sound by saying it. Do you think carpenters stand around and make fun of people that bought their house instead of building it themselves? I mean, come on. It's just plain stupid. Just because you're a mechanic, you sound like an arrogant twat when you try to, say that somebody with money is somehow lesser than you because they have a different set of skills than you do. You know what? If a doctor or an accountant wants to buy a Ferrari because they have the money, they've earned it. Don't give them a hard time about it. You have a set of skills they don't have, and you can build cool hot rods that have your signature look to them that are exactly what you wanted. And they don't have that. You each have a unique, special set of skills. Embrace it. All you're doing is telling everyone how jealous you are of people that make a lot more money than you. I don't have a lot of skills. I didn't paint my truck. You know why? Because not only don't I have a paint booth, I don't know how to do it. And I want it done right. A lot of guys will say, yeah, but you can practice and you learn how to do. Well, that's fine. I wanted a good paint job. I didn't want to learn on my car, especially when you're dealing with $2,000-$3,000 worth of materials. I just as soon pay someone else to do it, and I did, and I take no shame in that. This built not bought thing just needs to stop. It's the dumbest thing on earth. So what? You built your car yourself. That's great. I wish I could do a lot of things that I can't with cars, but I can't do them. And you know what? I pay people to do them, and I take no shame in that. I do as much as I can when I can, but I don't always have time to do it. The car behind me there's a couple things wrong with it. I've been working on it, but you know what? There's a few finishing touches I'm going to pay someone to fix. You know why? Because they have equipment I don't have. They have resources I don't have. And for what I get paid an hour, I would just as soon get a day's work in than spend a day trying to figure out the problem. So there's that. Now, part two. There's two other words in the English language that have no business being thrown around, and that is daddy's money. Yes, that's right. I went there. Daddy's money. Now, there's a lot of spoiled kids in the world. They get everything they want from parents who seemingly don't seem to want to teach them any value. And that's fine. They're spoiled brats, sure. But you know what? There's a lot of hardworking, successful people that have made a lot of money. And they paid for their kids to go to private schools, or go to college, buy a computer, things like that. Nothing wrong with that. I would love to be able to do that for my children. Always teach your kids, the values and hard work and integrity that came with that money. I don't see a problem with the daddy's money argument. If you have extremely affluent parents and they buy you a car, what's the shame in that? They buy you a nice car. What are they supposed to do? No, mom and dad, I'm going to go drive a junker and fix it up and put it on the sloppy mechanics page. No, that's stupid. I don't have a problem with daddy's money, kids, so long as they're not brats about it, so long as they're not out boasting about daddy's money. But you know what? By and large, most of the kids that benefit from wealthy parents are good kids. Yeah, there's a few that are twats about it, but by and large, most of the kids that have daddy's money, you would never know had daddy's money because daddy taught them well. But hey, this whole page is called CARguing for a reason. It's designed to create conversation, stimulate conversation, talk about things that no one seems to be talking about. We throw around these cliches